Hi everyone, welcome back to our tutorial. In our last tutorial, we saw how to create and insert this invoice into our database. There is something that I forgot. I don't know whether you realized that we created the invoice and we did not include the invoice number. So we only have invoice and other details. So in case when we want to create purchases, it may give us a hard time because we need always to refer invoices using the invoice number. So I think that is something not very serious, and it is very serious on the user side. So we need to amend that very quickly, and the video is not going to be so long. Okay, so we are going to create another field inside the invoice table here. Okay, so we just come to structure. We just need to add after ID. We will have the invoice ID somewhere there. Okay, so we'll come and say after ID. Okay, and then we add one column. We say go, and then we give it a name, invoice number. Okay, like that. So here we are going to use Vaka, then we put 255 null. So we save this field, we remember this field, and then we say save. Okay, so we have invoice number. So when you come to browse everything, we are able to see that invoice number has got null values. We need to insert this to our functions. Okay, actually it's very simple because we are just going to use the input number to allow us key in invoice number. Okay, that is very much in order. Maybe in future we can see how we can auto generate numbers of the invoice, but in this one we're just going to put the manual number. So we come back to our controllers. We have the invoice controllers. You put it ready. We also have the invoice model there. Just put it ready. In any case we are going to use it, and then we have add. Okay, so let's just come to the database and fill in this one as 001. So you can put it in your own order. So some people can say somebody can say invoice 001, and you can say to 2026, like that. I don't want to use that, is too much for me. Let me just use the numbers the way it is, and I save. So I have 001, and then I have 002 for now, because I don't want to use something very big for now. This is for tutorial purposes. So after I shall have done this, yeah, so we will start with fixing the invoice number somewhere here in the list. So like we come to find where our listing is. So we call the loop. So after loop we are going to call the td. So we have here td, and then we say value. Here we don't have actually value, then invoice number, but we just need to do the same here, up here. Okay, not there, but it's after the number. So we have the invoice number. Okay, so we know which invoice is this. So when we refresh this page, we will be able to find the invoice number. So you can see. Okay, so we have invoice number. So we can just put this thing to come in ascending order. So we have invoice 1, 2, 3. So let me just put that. I think this is the best way because the latest comes on top. So that is in descending order. So let's just leave it the way it is. And then now we also want when we are adding this, we include the invoice number. So we come to our add, so we can close list because we are done with list. And then before we choose the customer name, we have invoice number. Okay, we have invoice number somewhere here. So let's put card body. Not really, that we don't need card body there, so we need just to put the div class. Let's call class form group, and then we are going to have invoice number, and then we are going to use text number. So we are going to use I think we use text, so somebody will prefer to add names inside there, like the one I was showing you, like INV. So when you use name, it allows you to insert that. So here, make sure that we paste the correct ID. So invoice number, we can put this one as required, so that someone cannot avoid entering it. Okay, yeah, so we have invoice number up here. All right, so with this we can see that we can add a new invoice. So let's say, for instance, we were using in this order, so we have the customer ID 4, and let me just populate that like this. We can just put, let's say the amount is 6200, and then the discount that we have been given is 350. Then we have tax 16%. We have the invoice date as, let's clear that so that we get today's date, so date 14th. Then we have maybe that customer, then invoice number is 003, because that is our sequence. So when I submit this, it should be returning, but first of all we need to go to our controller. We are here, so under the add, so we are storing invoice. So first of all, we have customer ID. So here we are also going to include save. We're going to include save. We have invoice number. Okay, so we're going to trim the function, and then we add the invoice number. So when we save this, we submit this, we are getting the success, and you can see that we have the invoice number added successfully. So let's do the same to our edit. Okay, so let's do the same to our edit. We come here, we go to our edit like that. So we add on top, just make it on top. That is where we've been working. We're working with this, so we put a form group, and then we are going to just choose that. Okay, oops, that's okay. This is now okay. So we need to refresh this, and when we come here, we are going to get the invoice number, but actually we need also to add that on our controller, so that when you save, you get the invoice number. So let me just do that. So come here, and then we put invoice number somewhere there. So that is fine, and we are just done with the invoice number. So we have seen how we add the invoice number. All right, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please, I ask and request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please may you share the link to my YouTube channel so that your friends also can subscribe, so that in future when we are learning together, they can as well learn. You can also share, like, and and also add the comments to the comment section in each and every tutorial that I have. So in any case you have a question, you want us to work another project, you can ask me on the comment section so that I can know what you want. In case you need us to add some features to this project, you can show me which features do you want, which techniques do you want us to use, so that we can continue together. Thank you very much. Bye bye.